Okay, hey guys, welcome to your Sunday night Rise and Shine call, and I am super excited to be bringing you one of my dear friends and favorite ambassadors. Wait, I can't say favorite, but she's one of my dear friends on our team. Kiera is joining us from Grapevine, Texas, and my name is Lauren Yarbrough. I'm in Frisco, Texas, and I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. And Kiera, how long has it been now? It's been how many years since you joined?
Uh, 2 years this past January.
That's what I thought. I was thinking 2 years, but I wasn't sure. And she, just like many of you, was really skeptical when she started hearing about these crazy supplements and pink drink and what it was doing for people. She has a background in network marketing on the corporate side, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. She's really health conscious, really naturally, holistically focused. And, she's a mom of three. She's got a lot going on. And she just kind of thought that being tired, being bloated, being cranky, not having energy for her kids after school was just kind of mom life, right? And so when she started seeing all these posts about Plexus, she was like, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. But you're going to find out in just a minute what made her pull the trigger and actually do the thing and order from her friend and get started. So really quickly, Kiera, tell us when you started seeing stuff did you start seeing stuff on Facebook, or did your friend reach out to you first?
I had seen stuff on Facebook from other people, but really it was my friend that had reached out to me and started talking to me about Plexus.
Cool. That's awesome. And we know the friend because she's one of my friends too. So we have the mutual friends. Huh?
Our friend.
Yes, our friend. We love her dearly. And so when you started seeing those posts, I'm sure like all of us, you were like, So about how long was it between when you started seeing those posts or talking to our friend, we can name her, started talking to Anne, and when you actually decided, okay, I'm doing this? About how long of a time period was that?
6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was
it was a while.
I was a big skeptic.
Yeah, I think you beat me out because mine was about 3 months. So yeah.
Yeah, I was really on a path to do a lot of research and figure out, I was just so tired. And my friend and Anne kept saying, you know, I know you have kids, but you shouldn't be this tired in a very nice, friendly way, right?
Yeah.
So, but I did a lot of research, and then, I finally just decided to take a leap and trust her, and I had researched Plexus, so I knew it was good, and I knew it had good ingredients, and it met all my, but I wasn't really a supplement person, so I was hesitant about that.
Yeah, I understand. So what did you end up starting with?
Probio 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty awesome. That is, I think for me, that's one of those products that's just such a unicorn because it's not just the probiotics, but it's the digestive enzymes and the special yeast enzymes that break down the yeast and the candida. And that's really when people start to notice those big changes is that amazing 3-in-1 combination of gut health. So when you started Probio 5, and that was the only product you were taking, about how long did you start to see changes, and what did you first notice?
Well, I didn't know any of that you just told me about Probio 5 at that time. I obviously know that now, but I just knew it was probiotic. And, there's lots of information out there about probiotics, but I didn't even know what probiotics were in it. I just was like, I'll try this. So I would say it was like 30 days. And I remember calling Anne saying, okay, I'm ready for the next supplement. And it was because I wasn't bloated. Like, I didn't feel bloated anymore. And to be honest, my health had gotten to a point that I didn't know I felt bloated until I didn't anymore. So that was a big deal to me, so I called her and said, okay, what's next?
Yeah. Girl, I've seen your before and afters, and we'll put them in the comments of this page, but you had some major weight loss. And I mean, despite the health changes, you also had major weight loss. How much, or how many inches, or how many, like, what was your change between when you started?
So I didn't listen to Anne and do measurements. But I can tell you from a pant size, I was like a 14, 16. sorry, I was like a 16, 18, and now I'm like a 10, 12, or an 8, 10.
That's
So that's a big difference. And it really was maybe about 20-ish pounds, but there was a lot of inflammation going on there. And I was like, I don't have inflammation. I didn't know what inflammation was, you know?
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy to think. I can't remember what the numbers are, but I want to say it's like 60% of the population is walking around with chronic inflammation and don't even know it. So yeah, that's amazing. That's super awesome. So so I know that you have two twins, 4.5-year-old twins, and then you have your 9-year-old daughter and your husband, and I know that they all use the products as well. Some of them more reluctantly than others. Not talking about the husbands here, but so tell me what your family has started using and what they have noticed from it.
My 3 kids all take X Factor Kids, and it's improved their allergies and also their digestion. All three of my children, when they were really little, had acid reflux, and then they had digestive issues. I used to have to do prune juice or all sorts of, things to help them digest better. And once Plexus came out with X Factor Kids, it's been since I've been with the company, I was like, yes, so I started them on that because it is the combo vitamins and probiotics. And my daughter's a great eater at age 9, but my boys are, still super picky eaters as toddlers. So I know now that they're getting the nutrients they need, and that, their allergies aren't near as bad. And then they're also, they digest. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And your husband?
Oh, yes. um, so with my husband, he was kind of like me with supplements. He just wasn't really, I mean, he knew a lot about supplements, actually more than me, but he just wasn't taking any. And he wasn't, he had a really hard time with consistency. But when I started with him, I put him on edge because he is a coffee addict, and he likes the sugar in coffee. So I knew that's not good for you. And he's older than me. And I just was like, you can have your cup of coffee in the morning, but instead of having another cup midday at work and then another one, will you try taking Edge like right after your lunch? And so he's been doing that. And it makes a big difference with his focus and his energy. And he's not getting near as much, sugar in his diet now because of that. And then the other thing is that I did have him on the triplex for a while and he lost a lot of weight. In fact, he got too skinny. I decided to take him off because I was like, I hate men's metabolism, but anyway, but it was good. He felt great, and he got to a weight that he hadn't seen in a really long time. And he's been able to maintain that. Now, he didn't stay on triplex. He was on it for a long time, but then he came off of some of the products, and he wasn't as consistent with ProBio 5. But I will tell you, even as early as this morning, he was outside. We have major storms happening here today, and he went outside and he, was doing work, and he came in and his nose was all, sniffly. And I was like, go take a ProBio 5. And he's like, really, during the day? I'm like, yes, take it now, and then take your normal dosage tonight. And he's already, he's out there doing, normal stuff, and he feels great. And so, like, it's really helped us as a family. We're all feeling good. And when we feel good, we get along better and we're happier.
Yeah, definitely. And it should be noted too, I know you didn't just stay with ProBio, you added in most products. I know that you have a tremendous caffeine sensitivity, and so you kind of limit a few of the products, Edge and Accelerator and all those. You don't use those, but I think even you tried Metaburn for a little bit and it worked for you. You just didn't feel like you needed it. Right. But it's really helped you, especially for someone who can't do caffeine or coffee or sodas or anything like that. Your energy has really improved because of Slim and Triplex and X Factor. Yeah.
So I do Triplex and X Factor, and then I also do the lean protein shakes. Because and that really helps me, because for me, it wasn't about weight when I started. Obviously, I've had weight loss, but it was about energy and feeling good. And I was bloated and didn't know it, and my inflammation has gone down, and my allergies, I suffered majorly from allergies. I used to get shots, pills, the whole 9 yards. And now it's very rare that I have an issue with allergy. I think I maybe have to take an allergy pill 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So oh, it's bad that happens, because I really, now it's just so good. And I tell everybody who complains about their allergies, I'm like, you're missing out.
Same. The last few days in North Texas, allergies have been awful. The pollen has been horrible this week. And I've noticed it, like I've had a little bit of a tickle, or my nose has been a little bit more stuffy, but that's it. And normally a week like this would have knocked me out. I would have been miserable, and a sinus infection would be quickly following. So yeah, I'm with you.
It always turned into other things for me. It was never just about the allergies. And now I can go outside and my glass table can be covered in pollen and I can clean it off and I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It really is. Well, so that's awesome. So that's kind of the product side of what Plexus has done for you. So now we're going to dig a little bit deeper and go kind of more into the business side of things. And tell us super quick, what, other than getting the cheaper wholesale pricing, what made you decide to switch from customer to ambassador?
So it was really on New Year's Eve that I decided to switch to wholesale, like as an ambassador, because I was like, okay, I'm ordering, I know I'm sticking with this. I need the cheaper pricing. But it was not until like probably it was January 11th. So it was 12 days later, basically. I remember calling Ann saying, okay, I have to tell every mom I know about this, because I mean, I'm a twin mom and having kids is exhausting in and of itself. You add the twin factor in and it's like, I barely remember the first year. It's just such a blur. I was so sleep deprived. So, you know, and I'm in a group with other twin moms and I just was like, I have got to tell every mom I know, twins or kids or whatever, because, you know, this stuff is amazing and it's healthy.
Yeah, same. So, okay, so we know you are crazy busy. You have little twins, you have a daughter in elementary school, you've got a busy husband, you are on several in several groups and on several boards for some nonprofits, and then this year you've done the amazing thing and actually started a second business because you have a heart for minimalism and decluttering. We love you for that. Bless you for that. And so you've actually started a decluttering business, which I know you'll put some information in the comments if anybody wants that, or they can reach out to you. You do great work with that. So clearly your life is full. How do you find time? Where do you find time to build this business?
Well, for me, it's really, I mean, it's, you know, I've developed through the years, but what it comes down to, it's really about the relationships. So, you know, I'm involved in a lot of things, but for me, it's just about being a friend to people with or without Plexus. And, you know, and I also, so relationships first. But also I do post on Plexus about Facebook. I was already sharing my life, you know, because I have family all over the world, not just the country. So if I don't post pictures, they get upset with me. so I started sharing about what I was doing and kind of my journey with my own health. And so, you know, people, when they're ready, they reach out to me. And then, you know, maybe a couple nights during the week, you know, we'll send messages to people. Sometimes it's just to let them know I'm thinking about them. And sometimes, you know, I know that they've asked me about Plexus and I'm just following up. So it's really, you know, it's, you know, it's really about what I prioritize.
Yeah, it kind of is just worked into the fabric of your life between extending the relationships that you already had, extending the presence on Facebook that you've already had, and then being intentional about reaching out when you can. And that's awesome. I love that. And I'm the same way. I think, you know, my conversations with my friends haven't changed that much. It's just now I'm able to offer them a solution to problems that we used to just go, oh, I hate that you're so tired. I hate that you don't sleep at night. I hate that allergies always get you sick. I hate that your kids are always sick. Now I have a solution to offer them. And I love that. Like, that's such an encouraging thing. So,
well, like if I have a great new recipe with my Instant Pot, I'm going to tell my friends, right? So this is not any different.
Yeah, it's really a natural extension. I love that. I love that. So we know that you love to help others. We know that you love to work with others with their health and happiness through Plexus, and also through decluttering and simplifying their life. And so through Plexus, what has been kind of your favorite health story that you've helped someone achieve?
So I have a really good friend, and she is a diabetic, and she has high blood pressure, and she's just overall struggled with a lot of health issues. And she's probably my favorite story just because I'm such good friends with her, so it just really, like, hits close to the heart. But I remember about a year in on her Plexus journey, she had called me right after she left the doctor and was like, I'm off my blood pressure medication, I don't need it anymore. That was a big deal. I know she hated taking it, so that was even better. And then also, like, she just texted me last week, and she's up to over 50 pounds for weight loss. So and then as a diabetic, she's trying to work on her diet and everything as well. But it's just been really amazing to watch her journey, and her making changes for herself and kind of taking control of her health. And I've been like a small piece of that, and it's been really nice.
That's really awesome. I love that. And I know that she's grateful for it too. That's really cool. So we talked a little bit that you have a background in network marketing, and that's because you worked for an international network marketing company on the business side of things, so on the corporate side of things, and it gives you a really great perspective of the business. So I feel like you have kind of an ability to look at Plexus holistically and see it from a corporate perspective, outside looking in, that a lot of us don't have. So looking at it that way, what do you think that Plexus is doing right, both in their company and for their ambassadors?
There's a lot. There's like a list. So because obviously I never set out for this journey, and then I stumbled into it, and I love it. And because I do have that background, I know I used to actually work in marketing, so I had to do a lot of competitive analysis, not just with products, but with compensation plans. So I would say, first, just on the product side, I feel like since I've been with Plexus, I didn't think the products could get better, but they just keep getting better. So they really take to heart, what they put in their products. They're really focused on, good, clean, quality ingredients, and they're open about it. They have their ingredients listed on their site. That's really key to me. As somebody who was nervous and more holistic, I want to know what's in something that I'm putting into my body. So on the product side, they've been really good with that. And then on the ambassador side, the compensation plan, it's really good. I mean, it's really good. And there's a lot of different ways for them to pay ambassadors, like these companies, whether you're ambassador or distributor or rep or whatever other company you work for, and Plexus does it right. So and that's kind of, but honestly, like, the biggest thing with Plexus is that they care. It's like from the top down, they care about people first. So they may have their profit and compensation and all those things worked out, but you can just feel it when you're around the people that work for the company, when you're at events, and they're very caring, and they, not just from what they put in their product, but how we treat each other as ambassadors, and how we help other people. So Alec, the president, he always says, if you're a blessing, be a blessing. And I think that carries very strongly among our ambassadors, and I imagine among the employees as well. So
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And I mean, just case in point, we felt, they felt as a company that it was so important to be able to give back on a global scale as a company, and form Plexus Charities, which then one of our Plexus charities is Nourish One, which partners with our product Lean and Feeding America. And for every bag of Lean, 14 meals are donated to Feeding America. We launched Lean in June, and we're just over 6 million meals donated as of a few days ago, which is insane. Like, that's incredible. And we just finished up, we're at the very end of our Nourish One service week, where corporate actually encouraged all ambassadors, there's over 700,000 ambassadors, to go out and spend time serving in their local Feeding America food bank or charity location. And so we did that here in North Texas. We were able, unfortunately we were rained out today, but we were able to go on Wednesday and work in one of the local community gardens and just spend some time doing that. And you know, I love that and you partner with a company that is focused on giving back. I think that that's such a huge thing. So, well, that's awesome. And I love your perspective on that. I love hearing that, you know, some of our most important things we are doing right and getting right. And I think that's key. So we're going to wrap up, but I wanted to give you a chance, just for any final thoughts, for new ambassadors, for current ambassadors, for people thinking about this, anything you want to tell them?
For new ambassadors, I would say, you know, just keep going. You know, like I remember on like around day 58, me calling Anne being like, I'm not so sure about this slim. And I was not even a month in. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to order more. And she had her husband drive me some more samples, like to hold me over for a while so that I could, you know, keep going. And she had me adjust some things. And within a couple weeks, that was kind of when I hit the ground running and started, you know, it takes time, and everyone is different. And it didn't happen for me right away. Of course, I started feeling benefits from Slim, but I didn't feel all of them. And I was like, I want to feel everything. But I wasn't, you know, for me, it was like I wasn't drinking enough water. So, which is something I still struggle with, but I work on every day, right? So, you know, for someone else, it could just be timing or dosage, or, you know, everybody's different. And so for new ambassadors, I say, just keep going. And, you know, here I am over 2 years later, and I still feel benefits. Like, I'm still amazed at how I feel. And then for current ambassadors and even new ambassadors, on the business side, you know, for me, if my business hasn't gone the way I've wanted it to go, you know, it's given me the opportunity for a lot of self-development. So, and I just think that's so important. And it's not something I ever, you know, thought about, but when you're, you know, it does make me a little uncomfortable. But if we're not a little uncomfortable, we're not growing as people. And that's really, it's not even about the business. It's like, it's made me who I am. It's allowed me to think about this decluttering and helping other people in that way as well. But also to be the mom that I want to be, the business owner I want to be, the wife I want to be. And so it's just been really, you know, for other ambassadors, it's just like, you know, it takes time. You know, here I am over 2 years later, and I'm still experiencing all these new things, and it's great. It's a journey, you know.
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that so much. And I totally agree with you. I've said over the course of 5.5 years that it's personal development with a paycheck. And in those slow down moments, it allows you time for self-reflection. And I agree with you. Like, I've watched you change and grow and move outside of your comfort zone and just really blossom into this person that was always inside, just needed a reason to come out. And I think that's so awesome. And I've really, really enjoyed it. And I love working with you. And I thank you for your time tonight. Thanks for just letting us kind of poke around in your brain a little bit and ask some questions. And I know that you'll be available for any other questions, you know, specifics of what we've talked about, anything else. I know that you'll be watching the comments and can answer there. And you're going to post your before and after.
Yep.
In the comments as well. So, because it really is good. So thank you so much, Kiera.
By the way. And then everybody's always amazed by my before and after. And then when I say, well, I started because I was tired and I was tired of being tired, they're like, oh.
Okay. Yeah, weight loss was a total bonus for you.
Well, because I was I can lose the weight on my own.
Oh, yeah.
But it just all worked together. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your Sunday night and a great start to your week. And thanks for joining us. Bye, guys.